It's that 1930s guy here again. And you're looking at the one and only Lake Ronkonkoma. Fascinating place. Lots of stories, lots of history. But when you see it today, you don't really think it's anything too special. Some woods, houses, a beach overgrown with weeds. But this place in the 1930s, even in the 40s, was a very popular resort, especially among people in the city that would come out on the weekends. And I'm going to show some pictures of how packed this beach used to be back then. It was lined with hotels, restaurants all over the place. And this spot where I am, on the south eastern corner of the lake, was the most popular part. Where I'm standing now, there was 3 resorts, very popular resorts, right next to each other. There was the Hollywood Hotel, there was the Green Pavilion, and Raynor's Pavilion. They had a toboggan slide right about here, where you're looking. A water wheel, all kinds of stuff. It's just hard to believe nowadays when you look at it. But it's true. Here's a nice mural someone set up honoring the fact that this used to be the terminus of the Vanderbilt Cup race, which ran from 1904 to 1910, or was it 11? Well, anyway, there was too many deaths around what was Motor Parkway, the first paved road that was for this race, and local people complained too much, so they had to stop doing it. But the road stayed for a while, sold to the town, or the state, I mean, in 1938. A nice mural. This wasn't here last time I visited, but this was where Raynor's Pavilion and in hotel restaurant used to be. Right here. I don't know if that wall was part of it or not, but it might just be kind of a seawall to prevent flooding. But this is the spot, one of the most popular places. And now it's pretty much nothing. Here's another foundation, and this, I'm sure, had to be part of one of the hotels, either the Green Pavilion or Raynor's, a different, the other side of Raynor's. But it's gone to woods now. Well, here's another interesting aspect here. See in the distance there's some stairs, and those stairs lead to a park now. For a while before the park, it led to nothing, and before it led to nothing, it led to the Ondawa Hotel, one of the nicer hotels that surrounded the lake. It was on a hill overlooking the lake. Looked like a pretty fancy place. But now it's just old stairs. Let's see, yeah. Now here's something interesting. This sign was just put in here July 30th, 2021, which is less than a month ago, amazingly. And it actually recognizes that Lake Ronkonkoma had many pavilions, both large and small, enjoyed by countless numbers of people in the late 1920s and 30s. Huh. And here was a refreshment stand that later became a bookstore. Now it's gone. But that's what the sign's dedicated to. And I'm glad to see that some people are recognizing the history of this area. That is very pleasing to me. Here's another historical marker. Now, I didn't know about this. This has been here since 2006, it says, and it tells the fascinating fable around the lake. Apparently, the story goes, and if you live in the area, you know it. And I grew up here, so of course I know it. And there was apparently an Indian princess, Princess Ronkonkoma, and she was in love with a white settler in the area. She wasn't allowed to marry the white settler because it was out of a race. So she drowned herself in the lake. And the legend is that every year somebody, a male, drowns in the lake because the ghost of the princess needs to take a victim for her vengeance. But there have been a lot of drownings in this lake. But the reason is probably because it's very deep for a small lake. It's called a kettle lake. It was made by a piece of glacier that got stuck as the glaciers retreated from this area thousands of years ago. There are a couple points in the lake, right by where the first scene was, that beach, not too far off, where it's almost 70 feet deep. And that is amazing for a little lake like that. But there's other spots too where it drops down to like 30 or 40 feet deep. Around the edges it's very shallow, so you would never think that. But there's been a lot of strange drownings here for that reason. And look at this, they're building a statue out of a tree, carving. That is incredible. This place is coming alive again. And here's another sign, and this I know they just must have recently put in. This, but I was just saying. Alright, that's pretty cool. And there's a lake right there, in case you're wondering where it is. It's behind those trees. This is the western side of Lake Ronkonkoma. It's probably the most popular beach section. It's where I used to go when I was younger. Another interesting thing about Lake Ronkonkoma is it's divided into by 3 townships. There's only a handful of townships in the whole county, but Lake Ronkonkoma is an intersection of 3 of them. Smithtown, over the opposite side we're looking at now is Smithtown. This is Islip. And where we started out was Brookhaven. So they each have their own little section of beaches. But this is always the most popular because it's got a nice pavilion here. And where that building is, it used to be a popular resort hotel, the Duffield Inn. And next to that was, to the north, was the Parkway Pavilion. And to the south was the Ronko Beach Pavilion. Here's some relics from the old Lighthouse Beach Hotel. Here's some steps that used to lead to the hotel to the beach back to the hotel. Here's a piece of wall or foundation that must have fallen off. This too, because as you can see, there's nothing here. It's just woods. And here's this structure. And the lighthouse was the only hotel that was in this spot. And you can even see some metal from the foundation that long rusted over time. I'm not quite sure what this structure here was for. It was the side of the hotel or some kind of beach house or something. But it's definitely something. And I can tell there's something going on here. There's a spider eating something. Okay. Take from the look from the other side. Yeah, look at that. Looking old. Oh, I thought that was a pipe, but it's just a tree. Root or something. This looks to be the top of the long staircase. I just refreshed my memory, looked at the picture of the lighthouse, and starting from here, going way down to where I just showed you those two steps at the bottom, they're directly down here. So this used to be a big staircase. You can almost see, you know, the cut in the land where they made this staircase for this hotel. And yeah, quite interesting. And the hotel used to just be right here, not that clearing there, right on the waterfront. Not anymore. I'm now down in this clearing here, and you could see the foundation of the cement here in spots where it's uncovered. And there was the structure over there. So all this was the Lighthouse Hotel. Completely gone. But the lake remains as it has for hundreds of years, thousands of years. Here's some more foundation from one of the lost hotels. This would have been the Ronko Beach Resort Hotel. You could just see that. And you see it's kind of out of place because they have these stones here and then this wall, which is newer obviously. So these stones really have no business being here. There's no purpose to them. So the only thing I could think is that it must have been part of the foundation of what was here before. Now I'm on the last side of the beach I'm going to explore for this video. There's where, well, gimbal, hold on here. There's where we were before. On the Ronkonkoma beach over there. Now we're on the Smithtown side where there's a boat ramp. And right here used to be one of the most popular spots. It was a place called Jack Yerk's. It was a big bar spot, a lot of drinking, and they had an outdoor bowling alley. That was one of their signature things. It lasted a long time too. It lasted until 1969. It burned down. It was one of the only places around the lake that was open year round too, which was kind of unique. And yeah, now it's just trees. There's a boat ramp over there. It's the only boat ramp here. Motorized boats have been banned from Lake Ronkonkoma since 1934, so they can't have a motor, but you can bring in a canoe or something, or a little sailboat, more like. But here, interesting, you see a lot of cement chunks in this spot. I'm guessing that must have been part of Jack Yerk's, because I don't know what else it would be for. Here's another one here. They're all over the place. But there's no structures in this spot at all. So I'm gonna say those are the relics of what was once a fun place. And now, just the lakefront. But interesting nonetheless. Hope you enjoyed this little exploration. I am going to keep searching around Lake Ronkonkoma and try to find more relics, and if I do, I'll update and do a new video. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe this video, and I thank you very much.